In the cold winter of 1971, the Ibrox Stadium in Glasgow, Scotland, was bustling with excitement as fans eagerly anticipated an old firm football match between fierce rivals, Rangers and Celtic. Little did they know that they were about to witness one of the most tragic events in football history, the 1971 Ibrox disaster. The match itself had been a thrilling battle between two equally matched opponents. As time ticked away and tensions rose among thousands of passionate supporters, a late equalizer from Colin Stein brought Rangers level at 1-1. With just seconds remaining before the final whistle blew and celebrations erupting from both sets of supporters, fate had other plans. As fans started to leave their seats to head home after what had been an emotionally charged afternoon, chaos began to unfold on Stairway 13, a narrow exit that was notorious for creating bottlenecks during congested periods. Reports suggest that someone may have tripped or stumbled on one of those fateful steps. But regardless of what happened next is etched into history as an unspeakable tragedy. In mere moments, hundreds of people were caught up in a horrifying crush as more and more fans tried to force their way out through Stairway 13. The pressure became unbearable for those at the bottom who found themselves trapped under a sea of bodies. The air was thick with fear as cries for help echoed around the stadium while frantic attempts were made by fellow supporters and emergency services personnel alike to rescue those who had been caught up in this nightmarish scene. But despite their best efforts, it was too late for many. When all was said and done, this horrific disaster claimed the lives of 66 people. Most tragically young boys aged just 9 years old. A further 200 were injured in what remains one of Britain's worst sporting disasters. In its aftermath came waves upon waves of grief, not just from the families directly affected by the tragedy, but from both Rangers and Celtic supporters who had been united by their shared love for the beautiful game. In a rare show of solidarity, they came together to mourn their losses and pay tribute to those who had perished in such tragic circumstances. The memory of the 1971 Ibrox disaster still haunts football fans today, a somber reminder of how quickly joy can turn to sorrow, and how important it is never to take anything for granted. The tragedy has left an indelible mark on Scottish football history, with both Rangers and Celtic supporters continuing to pay their respects each year through various memorial events. As we look back on this harrowing event nearly 5 decades later, we must remember those who lost their lives that fateful day at Ibrox Stadium. We must also continue striving for safer stadium environments in order not only to honor their memory but also ensure that future generations can enjoy attending football matches without fear of such heartbreaking incidents occurring again.